I love football. I don't generally love Madden. Year after year, EA regurgitates another stunted fucking clone of its darling NFL franchise to the usual mediocre reviews. Oh, well, they've added this throwaway concept or this garbage gameplay edition, which we'll, of course, will never see next year or the installment after that. They just keep failing and recycling, and nothing ever seems to stick. But we always end up buying it. Our love of NFL football is more powerful than our learned brains tell us this Madden is no more better than a roster update. Well, finally, I'm actually here to tell you guys that so far, Madden NFL 17 changes everything for the better. First off, the commentary, which is by Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, names that you may not recognize immediately, but as soon as you hear their voices, instantly recognizable. I believe they're for CBS. I guess I could have done some research and checked before I recorded this, but too late now. Now, I would say these two guys are better than anyone Madden has seen in maybe a dozen entries. They do still repeat themselves a little too often. I'm a big Seahawks guy. Grew up in Washington. I've been a Seahawks fan my whole life. And boy, they say the same thing about how Charles Davis tore his patellar tendon, and so did Jimmy Graham. And they say it every game. So there's still that issue where it's like the game can't detect that it's week 4 and we've already talked about this. But their exchange is much more natural. There's way less robotic pauses and entries and repeats of the same phrases outside of their stories. So when they have a lot of variation when they talk about 3 yards here, first down, 2nd and 3, 3rd and 5, things of that nature. It doesn't sound repeated. They have so many different ones, and it comes out more naturally and on time. Just such a huge advance over what we've had. I mean, the two commentators seem to have a better understanding of the two teams that are actually playing. They're referencing records, previous wins, upcoming games. Believe it or not, they actually say the player's name instead of the running back or this quarterback is great. He's such a franchise quarterback. They will say the names of the players in context of the action on the field, which is just such a refreshing change. This is definitely a foundation of commenting they can build off of. With each successive Madden, they should definitely have these guys continue to add more and more on top of the existing commentary so that the Madden can finally rival the brilliant commentary found in series like NBA 2K.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. Rawls again. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
The emergence of Thomas Rawls out of Central Michigan, chalk one up for the scouting department of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, last year averaged 5.6 yards per attempt. Most of the NFL, of course, said he had that nasty ankle injury.
Well, he's back healthy and looking like the Thomas Rawls we saw in 2015.
So, switching gears, I'm a massive franchise mode guy. That's my thing. So, to see that Tiburon has put some serious focus here is a big reason why I'm singing its praises right now. They've added game planning, which allows you to give slight bonuses to players by playing drills before each game that target a weakness of the specific team that you're playing against that week. With the addition of a practice squad and the ability to develop those players, sign new ones, cut them all, each season. They also have a weekly development focus where you can pick 3 players. So if you have some rookies or some guys that have a high ceiling but just aren't quite living up, you can put some extra developmental focus on them and get them up to speed quicker. Now, actually, on the field, we have Madden 17 here has really focused on improving the running game. They create realistic running lanes, and therefore also on the other side of that, gaps to defend while playing as linebackers. This adds a whole layer of strategy while calling on defense, and for me personally, it makes linebackers a lot more enjoyable to play. You don't just have to feel like, well, it's 2nd and 2, I guess I'll just blitz, and for me, I just kind of play the defensive line. So it's kind of nice I've been playing more positions as the game makes that more fun to do so. Now, perhaps my favorite new addition is the ability to use Super Sim and play key moments. So think of like NFL's Red Zone channel for your Madden game. I'm able to play a full 15-minute quarter game in about 20 minutes, playing all the major third downs, red zone trips, field goals, 2-minute drives, and on both sides of the ball. So you'll play not just your offense, you will play as your defense in those same situations. This is able to highlight your player skill still, but also adds the fact that you're now going to be using your GM skill, because it's going to be using the ratings for the team that you've built. And it's a combination because, frankly, I'm not the best Madden player. As Russell Wilson, the guy he throws less than 10 picks a year. And I tend to throw more than that, especially if I were to play a full 16-game season, all the games, I would throw a lot more picks than that. And then the stats they're just not realistic. And I am a simulation fan. So this helps a sim look better. First of all, they're all playing 15-minute quarters, which is brilliant. So everything looks like the actual stat lines now, and I don't have to play actual 15-minute games. It's a brilliant addition. It's a simple one. I mean, they already had Super Sim, and I don't think it cost them that much to make this change, but it's intense watching the Super Sim. They have this big, they put this big screen across the field, and you're able to see each play go by, relatively quickly, but you're like, oh man, it's 3rd and 5, what are we going to do? Oh, it's 2nd and 2, and you can kind of see, and then an interception happens, and you're like, yes, interception, and then, it's cool. It's almost like playing Madden with watching football, and it's just a brilliant addition. I'm a huge fan, and also, if you're thinking, well, if it's more about the ratings, do you just blow out the bad teams and do you lose the teams that are better? And they do a great job of balancing the results of final games. So in other words, even bad teams will play a close game, just like we see a lot of the times. Sometimes a team that's 3 and 13, they probably lost 6 or 7 games by 10 points or less. It's just a bad luck, or they just don't quite have the clutch that they need, and they could have been in the playoffs with just a few plays being the difference. So it's really cool to see that. That's pretty much all I've got for you, because I've only played the game for about 7 or 8 hours. But shit, if you aren't sold yet, you're probably expecting a miracle, like waiting for EA to lose the NFL license and then buy the next NFL 2K. But if you just be happy with a much improved Madden experience, now is the time to jump back in. It is so much better than years past, and I'm so excited to see that they stay on this track. And hopefully each year, I'll buy it every year if it's this good. That's the fact right there. So that's going to do the episode for today, guys. Just a quick little first impressions video. Keep watching the channel. I know it's been a little slow recently. Kevin and I are going to get some more Total War co-op Warhammer videos out for you here soon, so keep an eye on that. I've got all kinds of stuff going. So we're coming up on October. Now, I don't know if you guys remember what that means, but we'll give you a little teaser here, maybe the end of September. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me on today's episode, and we will see you guys on the gridiron. Later!